Hello everybody, I'm Dynasty, and in this video I want to show you that even if you're not the fastest driver on the grid, you could still win races. So as you can see right now, I'm in qualifying and I'm currently third. I'm at the end of qualifying, and you can see Lopez is on the top of the leaderboard having an exuberant pace on everybody else. This is my last chance to get as close to pole as I possibly can. And if you go on the onboard, you can see I'm pushing very hard. I'm eating a lot of curb there. I'm on curb over here. I'm braking right in the middle between these boards, very, at midway to get that rotation. And I'm getting on the gas fully and let the car rotate outwards in this corner right here. And I'm currently fourth right now. This was my fastest lap. I don't know, my ABS was up at 7. I don't know, maybe I was, I don't know. But as you can see, I qualified second, right? So, and everybody knows this guy has a much faster pace. He's a lot more consistent. It was very hard for me to get this specific time or get this far away from him. I had to push very hard, but he did this very consistently. He was pole the entire qualifying. So I was right there next to him. So as you can see, I'm right next to Lopez right here, where we have the same percentage fuel load and everything. But I'm pretty sure, if I remember, during the race, I think this is inaccurate. During the race, he had a little bit more fuel than me, and I kind of used that to my advantage because I was lighter than him. But let's watch this starting sequence, because even though it might not seem important, a vital part of being a good driver is adaptability. So if you can adapt to situations and change angles and just move differently according to the situation, you will be the better, faster driver. So let's watch the starting sequence. So I come off the pit limiter. I get off a little bit early. I get a little bit better of a start on my head by a little bit. So as we come into this first corner, the braking points, I'm gonna explain something to you right now before we start braking. So the braking points, usually you want to brake at this 150 sign if you're already up to speed. But the thing is, we had a pit limiter start, so our speed isn't gonna be there as soon as we hit this braking board. So if I come to this camera right here, you're gonna see everybody brake at this 150 board, but you can't do that because we're not up to speed yet. So you're losing a big chunk of time doing that. So what I decided to do, I decided to brake in between the 150 and the 100 board. So I say about right here. And that little extra momentum, I was able to make the corner, and not only make the corner, I made it faster than everybody else, and that gave me a large advantage into T1 right here. So let me show you the difference between me, this red car, and everybody else. So we get on the braking zone. Everybody else is braking all the way back there, but you can see how much faster I'm taking this corner, just because I gave myself the space to do that and the speed to do that. So now the distance I have already is 1 second. I already have a 1 second distance, and the race already started. And another thing that helped me win this race, because remember in the beginning I did say he have a faster pace than me, beating him in a mental game. So as you can see, he is faster than me. He's closing this distance by somewhat of a margin. So as you can see, after that start, this is, I think, the second lap. Let me see. Yeah, no, I'm still in lap 1 going on the second lap. After that start, I have a 1.8 gap to him. So that start was very significant, that managing my braking points. But as you can see, the more we go on, he is also catching up to me. He's very slowly but surely, he's closing that gap. He's closing it little by little. He's getting very close to closing it. So one thing I had to do was stop looking in my mirrors and focus on my braking points. A big thing you'll see with a lot of drivers is, like, if you watch like Formula 1 when they had the graphic up and you see there's cars behind them, the heart rate would spike. It's not the fact that he was behind me. It was the fact that I'm worried that he is behind me. So I'm not looking at my braking points, like I'll brake right here. I'm looking at the car in my mirror. and I'm worried, oh, what's my distance, or am I making it? Or you would try to gain lap time by doing little things that wouldn't really, instead of doing a whole lap, you know. So I'm looking in my mirrors, okay, let me take this corner how I want to take it, or perfectly, oh, I messed up, or let me look at my mirrors, oh, I missed my braking point, because you're worried about him. That was the one thing that kept me in contention to win this race, because remember, he is faster than me. Was one, not worrying about how close he got to me, and two, always just focusing on my braking points and focusing on my own self. And another thing is to maintain breathing. A lot of times when you're sim racing, you don't keep your breathing in check. Like you'll just sit there holding your breath. No. What I like to do is I breathe before every braking point, like a big, or I do that occasionally just to make sure I am breathing, so the oxygen is getting in my brain, I can stay calm under pressure, stuff like that. Also, another thing is, over a course of a race distance, and he's closing this gap, I need to mentally stay focused, because right now this is a mental battle going on, and we're not fighting for position anymore. We're fighting over mentality or mental space, right? If he starts closing that gap, his hope in his brain gets higher and higher. I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. But if I just focus, that mental space becomes more like I'm hoping, and that when that timer runs down all the way down to 0 and I still have this gap on him, I'm like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. So we're fighting for hope right now. That's what we're doing. We're fighting for hope. And the more he closes in, is the more he gets. So mentally, I need to keep my distance away from him, because if the closer he gets, the more aggressive he might get on trying to make this pass, especially because the time is running down. It's 17 minutes, but the deeper we go, he's getting closer. He's literally coming closer to me, even though it's not by a lot. It's gonna make a difference in your mirrors. Like you're gonna see him in your mirrors, in your car proxy. You're gonna see all of that. But I eventually win this battle, this mental battle. And after the race, you can see the distance is 2.6 now, but the guy's lapping faster than me. He has the fastest lap of the race. So why isn't he closing this distance? It's because I'm focusing on my own. I'm not paying attention to what he's doing. So I'm just focusing on myself and keeping that pace moving. And by doing that, this time winds down, and this 1 second gap becomes to get a lot bigger than it really is. When you have 1 second to close and you have a minute left, that's when you need to start pushing. But right now he's mentally exhausted. He's like, oh, I can't catch this guy. He's just, the distance is not closing. It's because I'm focusing on my own thing. If I was in his position, I would just get myself out to that mental thinking. Like, he does have a faster pace, and he could have still won this race. But the only reason he did it is because he just kept himself in this mental box that he couldn't get himself out of. By the time we're on the last lap, this 1 second, this 1.2 second gap, it's too big to close. That gap is way too big to close in one lap. So that also, when the time runs down like that, it just diminishes his hope more and more. It just keeps running his hope down for making a pass. As you see, this mental game, this mental back and forth and adaptability is what ultimately got me the win at Monza. So yeah.